welcome back to the GSL up and down matches. Things are starting to get a little bit more solidified now that we are going into our 7th set here.
Yeah, we have still in this situation only one player who is already out. It is true, 0-3 right now. Bang has a very tough road ahead of him. He needs to win 2 games. If he doesn't pull it off, he is also going to drop down to Korea. But Hurricane first, MarineKing, they could still end up in a tie situation here. There could be several scenarios, one player pulling ahead and then 3 players being tied for 2nd place, or 3 players being tied for 1st and 2nd place here. All comes down to the next set of matches, and Bang versus MarineKing is at least going to reveal Bang's fate. And if Bang actually takes this game and keeps his chances of going to Code S, then also we have another player who will benefit from this. It's Hurricane. Hurricane would then suddenly be in Code S already. He's 3-0 in the group, but he could still tie with MarineKing later on.
Yep. This is going to be our only TBT of the day.
Yep.
And we've seen a lot of different TBTs over the past few days in the up and downs, and I wonder how their styles are going to differ. We've seen a lot of Hellbat drops fail, and a lot of them do decently, but for the most part, Hellbat Drop's been dominating the matchup. At least one of the 2 players going for that type of strategy.
Well, right now, what we are going to see is that MarineKing is in a position where he can bounce back into Code S. He won the last game against True, which is really important for him. And this game, I mean, he should win it. This is one of those games. Bang is one of the players that didn't win a single map today just yet, and MarineKing knows that. But MarineKing also knows that he is he's in a tough spot here. He can lose this match. He won't be out immediately, but of course it would put him in a really dire situation. Trying to win this game, can MarineKing do it, or will Bang save his chance of advancing to Code S today? If the GSL up and downs will come up. Starting to the top left, we have the first term player, starting for the Team Prime, it is
MarineKing Prime.
And starting to the bottom right is his opponent, starting for Team MVP, got a seat in this up and down group.
MVP Bang.
So far, the seed has not begun to flower like it did with Savage just yesterday.
Yeah, could have put it that way. Definitely a little bit of a different performance that we see from Bang here. Savage was much stronger yesterday, or had an amazing performance here. Now in the Terran versus Terran, MarineKing, what is he going to do? A lot of people want him back in Code S. He has problems transitioning into Heart on the Swarm so far, yeah. But at this point he at least is 1-on-1 in the group. Bang not winning a single map today, and if Bang does not take this game, he will be in Code A. True is already out of the group, but Bang still has chances of ending up in a 3-way tie with First and MarineKing for 2nd place.
Yeah, definitely possible. And we see that it's going to be Bang who scouts first, gas for MarineKing, and there's the gas for Bang as well. So both players doing a normal gas timing, and it lends itself towards a reactor build rather than a factory build.
Right now what we have is, this is really where it all comes down in the group. The next 2 matches, especially Hurricane versus First and MarineKing versus Bang, are gonna decide the fate of a lot of these players now. And Bang knows that his life is on the line. And we talked about how a lot of players are nervous playing the booth for the first time. If you suddenly then also find yourself down 2 games and you know that this match is the most important one, it can really put a lot of additional stress on you. MarineKing was in this situations countless times. He is a multiple-time champion. He knows how to deal with anxiety. And he just has to keep his cool as well. We've seen him struggle a little bit in a few of his last games, but now he has to really come through if he wants to be a major contender in Code S once again next season.
Very true. By the way, both players going now into that reactor I was talking about earlier at relatively the exact same time.
An exact mirror match here.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly what we're going to see. Both players start the command center now. And this is always interesting. So we haven't seen a match that is so directly similar so far in the up and downs in a mirror where it's just like both players are doing the exact same thing. So it's kind of like who could do it better in this type of situation.
Command centers are coming up. We have the factories being built for both players. Exactly the same execution here. So in the end it will come down to a lot of the micro that we are going to see. Of course, the micro and macro skills, but we don't have any kind of build order advantage for either one of these players. So execution is going to be everything.
Yeah. you know, both players even making it on the high ground with Command Center instead of the low ground. So no even tiny advantages.
You know, one of the things that we haven't talked about today just yet is how MarineKing ended up in this up and down group. And just going over it quickly, he played in the round of 32 in Code S. In his group were SOS, Su and Curious. And MarineKing lost to SOS and later he lost to Curious. He only won one game overall, and then he dropped down to the first round of Code A where he took out San with a 2-1. He was successful in the second round against Jungbi, but in the third round he had to face Live, and MarineKing just couldn't handle this much pressure.
He got owned in that one.
Yeah, Live demolished him. So MarineKing now in the up and downs. He wants to go back to Code S. For Bang, this would be a first time thing, but he might be able to pull this off. And we still have exactly the same builders. I mean, they're going into the same amount of Hellions here. We have the same timing for the starports.
Yeah, probably going to see both players go for a drop. You can even see the Hellions come out at the exact same moment to pressure. This is as direct as you can get in a mirror matchup. Although,
the
MarineKing
Hellions
moves out to get intercept on these Hellions, and he will get them. Well, at least one.
One is down, and the second one nearly dead, but this is, of course, amazing now for MarineKing.
He can actually kill it with his Hellions. He's going to trap it.
He will. He's just missing him.
Barely. Wow, that's a lucky Hellion.
Well, that's a lot of units now on the map for MarineKing, and Bang is already feeling the pressure. Both players are lifting the command center down to the low ground, trying to get the mining going. But MarineKing, the one who's going for the aggression, and Bang will have to defend.
Yeah, but you know, this is a numbers game, and both players have the exact same number of units except that one Hellion. With the defender's advantage, he has the medevacs out first.
And here comes the Micro into play right now. The Hellion's doing decent for Bang. MarineKing is moving in.
This was a weird choice to attack up into that.
Bang is getting the better end of the stick now. He has that 47 supply against 45. MarineKing is still trying to micro, has to be a bit careful with the one Hellion that he has here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good attempt, a good idea there to turn around if he could have microed better, but Bang just didn't micro any worse than he did, and that's what the defender's advantage is. I mean, that's like, if you put a video next to the dictionary definition of defender's advantage, that's what would have showed up there. I mean, they both had literally the same number of units, but Bang had the medevac first, he had the better concave, he was waiting, he was ready.
MarineKing is going into a faster third CC now, though. So he will have the better economy, and we also have him with the siege tank out a bit faster than his opponent, the first one already in the game. And Bang is attempting to drop now. He still has his own Viking trying to find the medevac of MarineKing, which is actually not even in the vicinity of the Viking. But at this point, can the drop do damage? There's not a lot for MarineKing that is in position.
Yeah. Well, a little bit of an attack here that...
Yeah,
well, actually, he's stacking up the SCVs a little bit.
Stacking up the SCVs, but the tank alone is already shutting this down. Here comes the Viking, taking out the medevac, but the Hellions are already loose, and they are going to take down a few of the harvesters of MarineKing.
Yeah, definitely getting a little bit done here. Could have been much worse, but...
MarineKing could have lifted that one supply depot, that would have helped him a lot. 8 workers killed.
Yeah, 8 workers killed in total, and the Hellion tries to get something more done, not able to do so. The siege tank says no.
MarineKing has the third CC, and this saves him. The harvester count is now heavily in favor of Bang, and in the mirror match this is really significant. But with the triple SCV production and the third mule, MarineKing will be able to catch up in time. So it's not that he has been falling too far behind. With a better defense, he would have actually pulled ahead in this situation.
Yeah,
but both of them are really feeling the heat.
Yeah, this is a really tense match. It's very close. Neither player is really having massive advantages. MarineKing starts +1 a little bit faster. And, I mean, just looking at the production tabs even, you can see just how even these guys are in all respects.
MarineKing flying the CC first to the top right position, and then he's deciding to drop it at the bottom left instead and take the other base, take more of the pocket base that we have there to the left side of the map.
That's a more late game oriented style, because you mine out the more exposed minerals first, and then you have the safer base to rely on later.
Double upgrades for Banger are now being started. MarineKing can start mining from his third base. He is a little bit ahead in overall supply, can call down the mules, and is also moving out with the rest of his army. The stim is faster for him. He will complete stim quite some time before Bang has his own.
MarineKing, however, has just the later eBay, and he needs to get that to catch up. He can capitalize on that third base and the extra gas he can get from it with that eBay, but if he doesn't add that soon, then Bang will have a few opportunities to be aggressive. But I like this because MarineKing knows he's the one who has the more risky position with his command center. He's going to start being aggressive. This is kind of fake pressure here. He needs to siege up. Oh, wow, he
sets up a good position at the third base, so at least for now, Bang cannot take this base.
This is awesome. This could not be better for MarineKing.
He's denying mining time.
Yeah, he needs to not extend here, though.
Yeah, I don't think that this is really going to be a big issue for him. The question is rather if Bang is now sending over the CC to the top right position, and that's exactly what we're going to see. The drop is also something that could help Bang a lot here.
Every second that command center is in the air and not mining is good for MarineKing with his faster saturation at the third base.
Yeah. Supply is still very even for the players, but keep in mind that Bang will have the better upgrades.
Massively. I mean, MarineKing has still not even started a second eBay, nor the armory, so he's just going to have to go into +1 armor.
Talking about the armory, do we have the armory for Bang?
I will check that for you. Not yet.
Okay, so he will be stuck on 1-1-2. Here comes the dropship to the top left, by the way, and there are a few units are present.
Yeah, he's just not going to see it.
He's running away with them. Well, that is really bad timing here for MarineKing to pull those units back. And he's trying to run back into the main base again with a stim. Here comes the drop for Bang, already doing damage to the SCVs. He's killing even more harvesters now.
Yep. But with Bang not having stim, he could do a massive amount of damage there. Just gets away. Yep. But there's the armor coming down for Bang. He's going to be ahead in upgrades for a whole cycle here.
Armory on the way, +1/+1 done for Bang, and +1 armor now being started for MarineKing. Both of them with a combat shield, but MarineKing much faster than his opponent.
He's very carefully trying to save that medevac against the Viking, and he's so far successful. The siege tank count right now, 6-6. Neither player even getting a lead in that regard.
Yeah, MarineKing, of course, now that he started his +1 armor upgrade, is also heading into the second engineering bay in the armory. It lines up quite well for him so that he can start with a +2/+2. But we have a bit of an engagement in the middle of the map. Both players just setting up their forces here. And Bang being the first one to drop the sensor towers.
Yeah, sensor towers going up. He has the better map presence right now. MarineKing is stuck on his side of the map for a little bit longer.
And Bang is still this drop to the top left. There are still a few units left and the medevac. He could at any point in time decide to drop a few units into the main base again.
And MarineKing is going to catch up in upgrades because his armory lines up with his 1-1, and for some reason Bang has not started 2-2. He has the resources to do it.
He's going for the Doom drop. He has the mobility, and the Marines are not fast enough to catch up.
Yeah, and he gets that one shot off. This is excellent, but the Vikings spot this.
The Vikings spot it, but now here's the drop, and the Vikings could only take down one of those.
Oh wow, so many units here, and the rest of the units for Bang are all in the low hit points right now.
And Bang does not have combat shield just yet.
No, he does not. He has to wait for it. If he tries to engage this without it, he's going to be making a dire mistake.
But MarineKing is a little bit trapped. Where are the Vikings? Did he take them down?
He ran them away for some reason, like he was expecting another attack to come.
Dropping on top of the siege tanks, taking out the siege tanks of Bang here.
MarineKing getting a great position up here at the front. He is tearing Bang apart right now. It is unsieged.
Oh, Bang is losing his tanks, losing even more of them. MarineKing is moving back once more, doesn't even lose the few Vikings that he has there, or the medivacs. We have a bit of a drop to the left side of the map though, and MarineKing doesn't seem to realize what's happening, now sending the Marines back.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a late reaction. That's the one thing Bang has going for him. Otherwise, he is trapped on all sides. He's going to lose this command center very likely. Yeah, he loses it, no way.
He could try to repair here, but he doesn't. He had all the SCVs in position, so that would have worked. But now with the CC gone, MarineKing taking a significant lead in the game, even though he is a little bit behind in harvesters.
Dropship here cleared up, and more and more harvesters going down. He's walking right into siege tank fire. He's got no choice.
Yeah. Harvester count at this point being 54 for MarineKing, and now that he lost this many SCVs, only 46 remaining for Bang, losing even more in the main base now that MarineKing drops again. The Terran player for the Prime team in a good spot, but he has to deal with those drops.
Yeah, he's really having some trouble. I mean, it's just one dropship full of Marines, but it's devastating for him. He loses several Vikings as well.
For his economy, he's still in a spot where he is much better set up than Bang. Bang now taking down those siege tanks at the front, but the sheer numbers of MarineKing are going to overwhelm him. We have a 40 supply lead nearly.
And he's walking across the map with it, and so many of those units for Bang are in low hit points because the medevacs are out of energy. That's a lonely place for there to be no third command center.
Yeah. 2 bases, this is just not enough for him. He needs more than that to keep up with MarineKing's economy. Once again, the Prime player pulling ahead in the SCV count.
He's just going to do a Doom drop again, I feel. He doesn't have to, but he looks very ready to.
Well, we have a +2/+2 now started for MarineKing, something that Bang just doesn't have. And Bang is falling farther and farther behind in this game, not only in supply, but MarineKing is even setting up a 4th base, whereas Bang doesn't have a 3rd.
Yeah, he even blocks, by the way, with an eBay. He does an eBay block with a 3rd.
Bang has to do damage now, and he knows it. He is kind of all in with this. He doesn't even start his own upgrades because he knows that he is living on borrowed time here.
Yeah. I mean, he darts and picks off a medevac for a Marine. That's okay, but oh, this could be it.
MarineKing is just delaying this for as long as he can. He knows that his production cycles are better. That the time is just working in his favor, and he's fully aware of it. He's waiting for the +2/+2. He wants to get those upgrades if possible, and he's moving in. He has a great position here, sniping tanks already. The Marines are nearly gone. MarineKing doesn't even have to trade cost efficiently here. He's going to take this out.
He crushes this army without even having 2-2. The Vikings clean up the last of the medevacs. MarineKing flies triumphantly over this army. GG.
GG. Bang and True are in Code A next season. And this means that instead of 3 games, we have only 2 games left here at the Up and Downs. We have still Hurricane up against first, and we have MarineKing against first. So what is going to happen here right now? We have a situation in the group where Hurricane has a 3-0. First has a 2-0 and MarineKing has a 2-1. We could either see a 3-way tie between these players, or we could see in the next game Hurricane pulling ahead with a 4-0 in the group. Same could be true for first, and the other 2 players trying to figure out who is going to take the 2nd spot.
This is kind of a rare situation we have in the group, but it's kind of like, you know, how the order of the games worked out, so the direct comparison, and it could be a 3-way tie, definitely possible.
3 options, 3-way tie, Hurricane dominating the group or first dominating the group, and the other 2 players trying to figure out who's going to advance together with the first one in the group. So if one of the players is getting a 4-0 today, it's either Hurricane who's already 3-0, or it is first who's currently 2-0. And Hurricane versus first is going to be our next map. So if Hurricane takes the game, he's going to advance to Code S, and then the match between MarineKing and first is going to determine who's going to advance together with Hurricane.
Yeah. Next map is Atlas, so going to be a pretty exciting one. Really looking forward to seeing how these players play PvP. We haven't seen PvP in the Up and Downs just yet, as is the only group with 2 crosses.
Yeah, you're actually right. This is the first game that we have with the Protoss mirror matchup in the Up and Downs. Neither Group A nor B had 2 Protoss players, so we didn't have this many mirror matchups at all, especially yesterday. I mean, yesterday was so quick. We had like 7 games in total, or maybe 8, and then the day was already over, so the fastest day that we ever had at the GSL, I feel.
Yeah, very quick.
Yeah. But yeah, a little bit sad here for Bang and also for True. Both of them are 0-3 right now, couldn't win a single game, and the only match that they would have had left is the match between the 2 of them, True versus Bang, as we don't need it anymore to find out who's going to Code S. The game will not be played, so they can already head home. And the last 3 players are MarineKing, of course, also Hurricane, and first. You
know, Bang's performance today was not as strong as I would have expected to see from him. He had some rough build order situations, like for example with the pressure with the mothership core, but I mean he could have transitioned out of it a little bit better. He could have microed better against it, and he just had a rough day. Yeah, he definitely had a bit of a bad day here. But well, now we are focusing on the last few players that we have here in the group, and the next match is the Protoss mirror that we talked about. Hurricane is up against first. 2 Protoss players, both of them undefeated so far. Yep. Now, Hurricane is 3-0, but you know, because he beat players who are, some of them, irrelevant, he could still potentially be in the tiebreaker here. He needs this win to secure his spot directly. And then, of course, the next game decides who will be the 2nd place player. Yep. If it comes to that. If first wins, then we have still a possible 3-way tie. Or we could see, if first wins this, then we could either have a 3-way tie, or first and Hurricane advancing and MarineKing dropping out if he loses the last match. Yep. Only 2 games left today. Atlas, as I mentioned before, the map, it's a 4-player map. There's a lot of different areas to blink in, so Blink Stalker build's definitely a possibility. Stargate as well. Could just see regular expansion builds from these 2. DTs, Oracles, anything is on the cards. Exactly. Hurricane up against first here. The GSL Up and Down Group is C, our Protoss mirror match. Let's find out if Hurricane can win this group with a 4-0, or if first is taking him down in this game here, the GSL Up and Downs with Colombo.